Alright, welcome back. I think last time we left off, we needed to set up a way to stop our remaining enemies from moving around the scene once we get into a battle. So let's think about this for a second, right? So we have our enemies and they have their AI behaviors and so on and so forth. And I want them to be visible in the scene. I think I just want them to freeze. So using the battle start and stop events, I could disable certain behaviors. Like I could disable the patrol behavior. And also, in turn, well, not just disable the behavior, but reset the pathing for the position so that it goes to. So it makes sure the position is looking at its own current position so the enemy stops, and therefore the animation stops as well. So let's take a look at that patrol behavior real quick. So on transition enter, we reset the target to the closest node. That could finagle or fiddle with our pathing. Yeah, and transition enter automatically gets called when the behavior is enabled and disabled. So we could do a we're already doing something. On battle start, enable false. On battle end, enable true. Well, on battle is going to be a battle participant, not necessarily just the notification that a battle has started. Yeah, I think doing this at the behavior level is appropriate. And our battle detection, yeah, I think that'll work. So of our behaviors that we have that are moving, we have a grazing behavior and a patrol behavior that we need to deal with. We only have patrol behaviors in this level, so we'll start there, and then we'll go ahead and update the code for the grazing behavior. So we need a reference to our iBattle system. And we need to hook up to the battle start and battle end events. Make sure to unhook our events. Now, let's see here. So we have our this, determine next target. This is based on current target. I can go with this. So when battle starts, we want to reset our target position back to the current node that it's looking at. When the battle ends, And when the battle system, or sorry, that's backwards. When the battle starts, we want to make sure the position is just going to stop where it's at. And yeah, and when the battle ends, we're going to resume back to the selected node for the patrol pattern. So let's go ahead and try that. Now, our first battle we're going to get into is going to have both enemies because they're so close together. Now, our second battle, though, we're going to give this guy a little bit of a lead time so that our second enemy will be there. Ah, we got no fight. All right, let's back up. Ah, damn it. Here, we can kite this guy around. The other guy's on his patrol. Okay. So he stopped moving. He's remaining perfectly still, which is exactly what we want. So that's good. Now there is the other problem though, which is going to be shown right here. Oh, we actually caught it in time. I was going to say the new enemy that spawns is going to need to know that we're in a battle. And while it's going to get the next target, we're also going to not move, right? So on this set target to closest node, we're going to do all this stuff right here. So we're going to get the cur node, and if the cur node is not equal to null, yeah, I think we're good with skipping over all this stuff too. As long as we have the current node, I think we're good. Well, no, because this could change current node. Because this set next target is going to set current node. So yeah, so we're going to let it go ahead and go through all of this. And if this dot battle system in battle, then we're going to go ahead and invoke our handler. That way, if an enemy spawns, it's going to do the transition enter. It's going to check this here, and we're going to know if we're in battle, we're just immediately going to stop. And then when the battle resumes, we can go ahead and go from that target position. Now, as for our grazing behavior, transition enter, I think all this does is chooses a random direction and goes. But let's, yeah, so it has a wait period as well for when it's still. Yeah. And actually, I don't even know if this still works because we've done some significant changes to our stuff. So let's load up our indoor area 1. And let's change our spawn location to use the grazing enemy instead of the patrol. That's right, that's determined in our code. In our enemy information. Now, what did we actually call the thing? grazing single enemy. Yeah. Just going to start that up, and let's take a look and make sure that the enemies are actually grazing. Looks like they're going in random directions. Attack QTE placeholder not attached. UI manager. Oh, I guess I didn't update this prefab to match what I needed with the other one. For the new, since the previous battle system refactoring, and I redid these single enemy units to handle battle without the transition. So let's take a look at this here. So I have a patrol enemy, and I've got a grazing enemy, and I've got a stationary enemy. What do we got? We have a model placeholder and a guard QTE placeholder. 000 with a slight scale. And a vision perceptor as well. So let's copy. Let's paste this in here. Alright, so that should be good. Vision Perceptor is only needed for patrolling. Well, so my grazing enemies could also be aggressive, though we haven't really come back and changed this. I do want to add a chase mechanism to the grazing behavior. That's optional. But I think that's a matter for a different time. Actually, let me just go ahead and make a note of that. Okay. Now, let's see. Under our canvas, we have our attached enemy display, which is deactive by default. And I also believe I made changes in here. Yeah, definitely a size difference. Text slider and a button, canvas. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Oops, not the pivot. So 0.5, 800 by 600. Yeah. Zero 110 0 80 30. 0 110 0 80 30. And I'm assuming the rest of these are exactly the same as well. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and apply these changes. And I guess we'll see if anything else goes wrong here. Oh, well, we probably need to rewire a few things, don't we? So let's take a look here. So we have our stationary enemy. He does not have a UI manager reference. UI manager is on the canvas. He needs his guard QTE placeholder. He has his attack slider and attack QTE and that. Yeah. So stationary enemy needs canvas. And I'm betting our grazing enemy needs that as well. Let's go back in and see what happens. Our enemies are grazing. Let's get no fight. Alright, so that looks good. Enemy respawned, everything is good and happy. So now we need to update our grazing behavior in order to do the same thing we did last time, which was to prevent the movement while we're in battle for enemies that aren't in battle. So let's go ahead and just grab some of this stuff. Oh, grazing behavior has the enemy unit. Because the unit has the spawn location and we want to make sure we don't get too far away from the spawn. So we'll need to update that as well. I think I'll just give the enemy the spawn location as well so it knows about where it was born and how to get away from that. So let's also grab our on destroy. And I don't already have an on destroy in here, right? Correct. So that, and I guess I need my event handlers. So for battle start, we can do this exact same thing. Now for battle end, though, we need to know where we're going. So what's going on here? So we have get direction, and we're going by target direction is equal to that. Target position is equal to that. Update movement controller. So I guess without updating the target direction, yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll just capture that locally since the, oh, hang on. This dot target position. In reality, though, I'm only really concerned with the movement controller target position. Whether those actually line up isn't really a concern for me. And actually, I was considering getting rid of this dot target position anyways. So we can go ahead and make use of that. So this dot target position is equal to that. When the battle starts, we're going to set this dot movement controller target position equal to that, and that's it. The battle system battle ended, we're going to set this dot. Actually, we just need to update the movement controller because that guy sets the target direction and target position back to these things. So let's try that out and make sure our other enemy doesn't keep moving. All right, so he's running off into there. We're in the battle, so let's take a look at our scene. And yeah, he's looking around. Well, he's not moving, but he's still doing some stuff. Oh. Alright, so what else is going on here? Stop looking around. We have this guy going on. The battle starts, we need to do a this dot stop looking around. And we also need to cancel invoke transition. Now battle started, we need to resume that. Yeah. So let's see how that goes. Alright, so that looks good. And for a stationary enemy, we don't have to do anything because they're not moving. What else? What else do I want to do here right now? Alright, so actually, that feels pretty good for a video. Keep this one short. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.